Is there any way in your life right now that you're constantly giving to and serving others with your attention, with your grace, with your gifts, with your bounty, but you aren't doing for your own being? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is doing for your being. Heather Feather received some information. I'll talk about it probably in a few weeks or months or something. At some point I plan to talk about it, but right now I'm not talking about it. But I received some information that at the end of last year, it requires me to start doing for my being some pretty intensive focused things. And it's created a long shift of things that I do. Heather Feather has worked 2 jobs for a long time because I own Rare Bird Medicine. It is a school. I teach classes. I take clients from around the world. I create videos, and I love it, and I'm so grateful, and I'm in the process of working to build a community and a brick and mortar school of magic and mysticism and medicine so that we can become healed on all the levels. And it's a huge focus of mine, and I have a full-time job, 30 hours a week that I work every week. And so those things are a lot to juggle as a general rule when you work 2 jobs and you work 7 days a week like I have for a long, long time. And I have all these medicine practices that I am doing from first thing in the morning until I go to bed that I've folded into my life since the end of last year to ensure that the shifts that I need to occur for me are occurring. And as a part of that principle of me doing for my being, as a developed empath, as an INFJ, if you don't know INFJ, you can look up Myers-Briggs. Myers-Briggs has 16 personality matrices to apply to the 8.2 million people, but the rarest of them is INFJ. It's 1 to 3% of the people. And they seem very social and they seem very extroverted, but they're actually introverts that have a great duty to serve and help others. So they tend to engage with others to figure out how they can serve and help, but they are fed by being alone. So you may experience them as extroverted, but they're actually deeply introverted, and their battery charge is going to happen alone. However, when you're with them, they're going to feel talkative, helpful, supportive. I was watching something. Part of being an INFJ is being a developed empath. There are lots of things that I've received from the Akashic Records for many, many lifetimes. I've been working on empathy, or I've developed that life skill. And I was watching on YouTube this week something by Carl Jung on something he described as the super empath. Now, he said this was very rare. I think it's likely there's a lot more people down here that have this, and I highly recommend that video if you haven't seen it, and you're somebody that struggles with over-giving, over-nurturing other people, and not putting yourself first and not doing for your own being. Everything he said in the video, I 100% related to. Like, one thing he talks about is loneliness. I don't experience loneliness at 50, but I did in my youth, and part of why I don't experience it at 50, I feel very busy with a lot of purpose and a lot of things to get done. And I always want more alone time. I could use some more, actually. We can always turn the volume up on this. Heather loves being alone. It is a huge medicine to me. But as I was watching this super empath video, I was recognizing, I've told people throughout my life, my recharge is being alone. You know, I've told people throughout my life, there are periods, if you're friends with Heather Feather, if you're a lover with Heather Feather, where she might choose to withdraw. She may even just up and move. She's got wings that have a long reach. And so there's this quality in which I've told people throughout my life, this is what I need. I don't need to talk to you if I'm having a problem. I don't need your medicine. I don't need your solution. I am a medicine. I am unified with the divine. The answers are in here. What I need is to be left alone so I can get in the temple and hear the answers that are available in what I know to be the truth of what serves my highest good and highest awareness. And so when January hit, I told everyone in my life, I did it through a video, and I told the people closest to me and people that I know locally, I'm not going to be doing anything until June. Please don't contact me. I don't want to socialize. Please don't call me. Please don't text me. As a general rule, all beings moving forward, please don't send me your social media. I know that when you see something spiritual, you think of Heather if you've been a student of mine and a teacher to me. And I've consumed spiritual texts my entire life. And I appreciate that seeing something makes you think of me, but I don't want to consume the social media I do consume. I'm on the shamanic path. I don't really enjoy engaging with technology, but it is required for me to pursue creating a school of magic, mysticism, miracles, and medicine so that people can experience the whole self and walk in their life healed And as the creator of this entity that will be brick and mortar, Heather has much work to do aside from her new healing journey. And I feel very busy, very purposeful at all times. I'm always wanting more time alone. But I do because I feel dutiful to humanity, because I practice agape and unconditional love, because I recognize that I'm not an island, because I recognize that there's no escaping relationship and it's eternal. I do feel very dutiful to humanity and constantly step towards serving my brethren. If you've experienced me, if you've been close to me, it's possible, and I think highly likely, that you've experienced somebody that is unconditionally loving you, if you were present with the truth, and listening to you, and a little bit multiversal, but listening to you without judgment, no matter what story you're sharing with me, and is being present and giving you space to cry your tears if you need to as you speak, and to offer your stories. And right now, it's interesting. I saw the super empath video because I felt like it gave me permission, because what's happening as a super empath, I told everyone in my life in January, please give me space. I'll come back out of my shell in June. Right now, I need to use my gifts solely for myself. And I'm happy to serve and share coming in June. But I'm 5 decades deep in serving and sharing with my gifts, and I'm going to take a 6-month break. And it's going to serve me like a tremendous medicine and grace, because I love to be alone. I like me, I love my own company. And there are a lot of insights I can glean without all the incessant talking and offering in this world. Let me get alone with a temple of temples that I might receive the light of truth and the light of wisdom. And it's such a tricky thing to do in this attention commodified age. And so many people that have exalted empathy, whether I'm a super empath or not, like Jung thought it was a pretty rare thing. INFJs are a pretty rare thing. I'm an INFJ. I don't think it's as rare as Jung thought. I think we've had a lot of people that have had a lot of trauma, and they've dipped into their empathy and have become super empaths. And we probably have a lot more of them in today's day and age than we did in his time. And if you are someone that tends to be very outward focused, tends to, like, think about it right now. Do you tend to think of yourself? We all do. We have an ego. Heather thinks of herself. But the majority of every single day that I live and walk and breathe, I am often thinking of others. I'm thinking of others more than I'm thinking of me. And it's only in the past few years that I've gotten really focused in thinking of me and giving Heather permission to use her medicine with herself. Now, the funny thing is, as soon as I started doing for my being, because I haven't historically done it, I haven't historically been a good boundary setter, I haven't historically put Heather Feather at the top of the totem pole, filled her cup up first, because I haven't historically done that, it's interesting what I'm experiencing back from people as I set this boundary. I have a friend of mine that, we've known each other, super good guy, like does cool medicine work. And I set this boundary, and he's contacted me every 2 weeks since I've set it. You know what I mean? And he's somebody that supports with counseling people, and he's somebody that I love. And whether I need to withdraw or not, Heather Feather's love is never withdrawn from you, because my love is eternal and touches all things at all times. And right now, my attention, although commodified in this age in many different ways, much like yours is needed here in the paradigm. And so I've had to become an advocate for doing for my being. And Spirit has given me lots of opportunity to keep setting that boundary thing that I don't want to set. I like people to know you can come anytime. I'm happy to serve. Like, how can I help? I love and feel purposeful through the dutiful feelings that I have to serve humanity. And I am a part of humanity, and I am worthy of my attention. And just because it may feel good to someone else to have my attention doesn't mean that it doesn't feel good to me to have my attention and to not always receive. I described myself for a long time as like the room is loud, which is part of the super empath. It feels like it can feel everyone's feelings. It's like there's too much going on that I can see. I'm a multiversal being, and if you're not that, you may not relate to what I'm saying right now. If you are that, you would understand. I'm a very multiversal being, and sometimes I need things to become more focused. And the best way for me to do that is to do for my being and step away from others so that I can make sure everything that is Heather Feather is aligned physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually. Like, I'm aligned. Okay, now I'm ready to connect with humanity. What is it that you're doing for your being on a physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and sexual level this day? Perhaps there's some more ways that you can serve the self which will become your hallelujah and yay. You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. I'm Moon.